If you're a new insurance agent or even a veteran insurance agent that really wants to make it in the final expense business, pay very careful attention to this video. I'm going to give you the tips and tricks that hopefully will allow you to take your career really far because you can reduce risk in this business, but you cannot eliminate it. A lot of folks think that they can just eliminate all risk by maybe some rah rah, and they don't really get real with themselves about what the business is, what the business is not, and I'm going to drop that to you today. So I hope you enjoy this video. And my name's Jason before I get started, and I'm your friend in the business. I'm so blessed to partner and recruit some of the most amazing agents across this nation, as well as agencies that align here selling life, Medicare, and annuities face to face, but more importantly in the telespace. So free resources for your taking at jasonfinalexpense.com. And let's get right after it today. So a lot of agents, when they jump into this business, they look at it through rose colored glasses. You're going to get robbed. This business is not easy, but yet it is simple. And this creates stumbling blocks to an agent that thinks everybody's just going to buy from me if I just pump myself up high enough. Oops, we get deflated and we don't make the dollars. 90%. And it's because they were maybe too intent on rah-rah and didn't really get the real deal on how they make dollars in this space. So number one, you've got to understand that the fundamentals are vital to you finding success. This is no different than any other business. You've got to know how to cut hair if you want to have a chance of making money as a barber, right? You've got to know how to weld if you want a fat wallet. If in a welding industry, well, in the insurance industry, a lot of times agents say that they want success and they don't put the work in. They don't show up to training. They don't truly educate themselves so that they can pass this education along to their consumers as a powerful person that knows what they're doing. Instead, we can sometimes come across, as bad as this is going to sound, we come across kind of pathetic. We come across as a person that doesn't know what they're doing because we didn't put the time in. If you stare yourself in the mirror right now as a veteran agent, or as a brand new insurance agent, and you can't be honest with yourself and say, you know what, this week I put in 30 minutes or an hour of training with a mentor that's really made it in this industry. If you can't say that you've done that this week, put 60 whole minutes, I mean, guarantee you watch more at TV than that. I guarantee you're on YouTube more than 60 minutes a week. If I'm wrong, put it in the comments below if you're brave enough to say it. No, I don't, or yes, I do. All right. I tell you, we waste time, effort, and energy on things that are important to us. This business should be so important to you, especially when you're starting off. And a lot of agents fail because they jumped into this industry thinking that I'm going to make real huge dollars without putting in maybe effort into training. And training will either take you far or fail you out quick. And a lot of agents don't get training. They get maybe recruited by an agency that says they do XYZ training. And then you get in there and you find out you got nothing but a group chat and you got nobody that knows how to pick up a phone and really put the time into you. This business is not easy, but it's very simple to start. And because there's kind of a low barrier to entry, a lot of agents get hurt because they think that it's easy, and easy it is not. So, training tip number one is something that's going to take you far. It can help reduce risk, but once again, it doesn't eliminate it. You've got to really focus forward, and a lot of agents will focus on the failure instead of focus on movements. All right. Now, tip number two is you've got to focus on engagements. Engage. If you don't actually have people to see, you've got to have engagements. If you're a face to face insurance agent, you've got to have at least 5 appointments a day, in my opinion, because you got to have enough at bats to connect with your clients and hit the balls out of the park. This business is an action oriented business. Really always has been and always will be. If you don't have people to see, you're not going to make paper. So leads are the lifeblood of this industry, whether you're a face to face final expense insurance agent out in the field doing the good work. By the way, we've got so many agents and agencies that partner here doing that work, as well as final expense telesales agents that are getting the good work done here as well. You've got to focus on the next person that you can talk to. And if you don't have enough leads, you're going to be like a lost puppy. All right. You're going to get hurt. You're going to get real skinny and you may die in the woods. In this industry, put yourself into a position that you have lots of people to see. You've got to have the laws of large numbers on your side, and you can't start in final expense telesales specifically if you got $0 up in the bank. You've got to have enough dollars to buy leads to be able to really launch once you're trained. But put the time in, back to tip number one, to training. Make sure you've gone through, like what we provide, a 5-day telemastery program so that you know how to use objections properly, all right, and polished so that you can take care of that person across that phone, and make sure that you know how to script, make sure you know how to underwrite, make sure you know how to write the application so that whew, all those scary things just went away, and now you can be that soldier, that professional that's really sincere and can focus really on the client instead of focusing on all these other moving parts. That'll, okay, pop your energy sideways if that's what you're focused on. So now we're on tip number two for action. Get your leads, launch, launch, launch. If you let your emotions take control of you, you're going to lose your launch. Don't focus on emotions. Focus, my friends, on engagements if you want to be successful. Those that make it in this space are focused on engagements. They've trained, back to tip number one, but now they launch, and they launch daily. Daily, daily, daily will give you the chance, not the guarantee, but the chance of making those dollars. If you let emotions, oh, it was a tough weekend, oh, it was a tough night, oh, I didn't sleep, ride that wambulance, and it's not going to take you to wealth. It's going to take you to some place you don't like. You've got to focus on the good things, and that's habitual behavior and discipline, which means you've already bought your leads habitually every week. Now you're going to launch into action like your career depends on it every stinking Monday. Or if you're an agent that maybe you launch on Tuesday, maybe you're a powerful part-time final expense telesales agent, well then if Tuesday's your Monday, you better make that day really count if you want to make this work. This business does not work unless you work the business. And a lot of times people get kind of shined onto this business thinking that the business doesn't look like work and you can make six figures in your sleep. And you really, everybody just, calls you without you buying leads that are inbound final expense leads. You are going to lose your lunch if you think that's how the business is. This business looks like lots of follow up. The business looks like being a polished professional. The business looks like taking the risk to have a chance of finding the reward. There's no better life than this business when you make it. I've done this industry, my goodness, such a long time. My telesales experience with my insurance background, we're talking 20 plus years, too close to really looks like hard work some days. Some days I'm overpaid, some days I'm underpaid. Make it through into a place where you're really going to be proud built. Just like building a house, you're going to get sweaty, you're going to get dirty, you're probably going to slap your thumb a couple times, and you may bruise yourself or bloody up a hand or two. You know what? It's worth it when you're within those walls of something that you built and you're proud of, and you actually like took the time to get trained on how to put a wall up. Okay. This business can make your wallet really fat, but yet 90% of the agent force fails because they thought the business was really easy and that they didn't have to engage. They thought the business was easy and they didn't have to train. I'm a know-it-all. I know what I'm doing. I don't need anybody. I'm an island, and island will get you hurt. So engagements are very, very important. Buy your leads. Focus on movement. Don't focus on your emotions. All right. Now, tip number three is really about you having powerful partners and allies to help move you into a place that you've got an army with you. This is not a business where you're by yourself. You should be for yourself, yes, but you want to have powerful mentors like what we provide here at jasonfinalexpense.com. I'm a $1 million roundtable producer. This is very powerful for you to understand because you want to have mentors that have made it and are making a great living alongside of you, selling the same thing that you are, so that they can take you to where they've been and to where they currently are right here, right now. Make sure you vetted your trainer, but have a mentor that you can reach out to just to spitball, get some of that maybe bad stuff out of you when a call went sideways so they can get you focused on success. Success breeds success, and you're not going to get real high hanging around in a flock of turd birds, okay? If everybody's crapping and moaning about, oh, this call was hard. Oh, let me tell you what they told me. It was so bad. Wah, wah, wah. Nobody buys insurance anymore. It's so tough to get people to pick on the phone. Oh, and they're just like, wah, 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 wah. You got to get away from that stuff, my friends. If you want to be successful, get away from folks that are not on the same plane that you are or aren't on the same plane of where you're going. You got to stay away from all of that negativity. If you really want to launch into positive, powerful movement, make sure you've got people that are warriors by your side. The conversation is a little bit different. This is why mentorship is powerful to helping you move forward. And once again, this can help you reduce risk, but it will not eliminate it. You've got to understand this business looks like hard work. It looks like bad days, good days. All right. Getting into a position where it feels like you couldn't sell, okay, a glass of water to somebody in the middle of the Sahara Desert right now, and then the next day is just divine. Everybody's just purchasing from you because you were prepared, you were polished, you purchased your leads, and you launched into action. I hope this helps you. If we can do anything to serve you, jasonfinalexpense.com. Remember, you've got what it takes, and I'll see you soon, my friends. I appreciate you.